Hello there. Anybody home? Right, gonna wait for a few people to get in and we'll get cracking. Hope you're all diddling very well. Come on in. Oh, crikey. Just to make sure I am live. Cool, excellent. We are live and I think the audio is working. Any issues with the audio, of course, let me know. Unusual, I'll do a live, innit? Very unusual, last minute decision. Do it, just do it. Everybody, how's everybody going? Wow, a lot of people just popped in. Hope you're all doing well. Good evening. Yeah, yeah, I've seen that a lot of you guys have been asking me to go live for quite some time, and I keep saying, yeah, I'll do it, yeah, I'll do it. But for one reason or another, by the time I get my little boy in bed, I'm just knackered, so I haven't been doing it. Hope everyone's good. Is Breazeale versus Whyte official? Well, it will be soon, yeah, because the WBC have ordered it, and they have until March the March 19th, is it? 16th, 19th? Forgot. Don't know. Should we do a bit of screen sharing? What do you think? So you guys don't just have a look at the logo. Open up your plug. There we go. Here we go. There you go. Just so you got something to look at rather than the usual Sport and Icons logo. Anyway, I hope everybody's well. Everybody happy with the news that the WBC have ordered Dillian Whyte versus Dominic Breazeale for the official final eliminator for the mandatory to fight the winner of Wilder versus Fury. Of course, we're still waiting for confirmation of Wilder versus Fury as well. Deadlines today or is it tomorrow? I'm not too sure. They may well extend the purse bid if they haven't, or if they're not ready to announce right now. So they may extend it for another week. Who knows? And of course, Joshua versus Miller is set to be announced soon. Hopefully, all going well. Right. So who we got in the chat? We've got so many people. I wasn't expecting this for a Tuesday night. So big up to all of you. I need better graphic designers. Yeah, I do. You know what it is? I'm trained on Apple, so the Mac. So I'm trained on that. But here at home, I've got a Windows. So I'm not too sure what it is I'm doing on Windows. But yeah. Vital Fusion, what is up? MB, Rick Kun, buzz in. Sorrow, yes. Just read yours. Wayne Burgess, what is up? Daniel Johnson, Alex Watton, Praj K, Neil Burden, NB, Jamie Levers, Tarek, Chara Nick, Westlake and Adamson. I've seen Aaliyah in the chat earlier as well, so big up to you. John Nelson and Diggs Lower. What is up? Raphael. Lee, F181. Yeah, hopefully the winner will fight Wilder versus Fury. So hopefully, now here's my dream scenario. Okay, obviously let me know yours. For me, Dillian Whyte beats Dominic Breazeale. Then Tyson Fury defeats Deontay Wilder. Then we have Tyson Fury versus Dillian Whyte. For me, that'll be a Wembley seller or Old Trafford. Who knows? And then the winner of them two then go face Joshua for undisputed. That's my idea. I know a lot of people would rather the winner of Wilder versus Fury to go straight after Joshua. Listen, I get it too. But listen, Sport and Icons ate my ham, so I'm not bloody Ozzy Osbourne, you know? What's going on? Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I'm thrilled about that fight being officially ordered by WBC. You and so many of you guys have been asking for this fight for such a long time. So, yes, excellent stuff. Big up the British Army. Well done, Dan. I'm studying graphic design at college. I could help with your Photoshop if you want. I don't actually have Photoshop on here. I don't. That's something I haven't installed. I really do need to get cracking with certain things because some of my videos just with the images are a bit bland. It's getting to the point now where a bit of a change up is needed, no doubt. Definitely, Tarek. It's definitely a perfect scenario. I agree. Aaliyah, do you think Eddie would let White fight go to purse bids? If they can't arrange it, and if Eddie Hearn isn't getting Al Heyman and the PBC on side by letting him promote it here in the UK, yes. Yeah, I think Eddie Hearn will force it to go to purse bid, which is always a good situation. But there again, if it goes to purse bid, I think Dominic Breazeale is the A side, I believe, because he's the official mandatory right now. I think that's how the WBC would do it, or I'm only presuming, of course. If it was the IBF, then the number one would get 75%, and then the challenger of that will get 25%, which is weird how the IBF worked that, to be honest, as neither are official mandatory. But with the WBC, I'm not exactly sure. Ped, what is up? I'm not exactly sure what the split is. So maybe it's going to be a 50-50. Who knows? Because Dillian Whyte is number one and the silver champion. So who knows? Robert Thorpe. Yeah. Yeah, I've been making him famous for 2 years. You see, the thing is, people weren't talking about him before me. And now suddenly he's in big fights. He's known. So Wilder needs to be thanking me, doesn't he? And all the haters need to be thanking me. You may not like what I hear, but Dillian deserves mandatory. I agree, okay. City Gardens, what's up? The fourth or fifth, yeah. Daniel Dubois, yeah. Oh, just one. El Cacti, what's up? Why don't you do any interviews with fighters? I've done loads. I've done about 20. If anybody hasn't seen my interviews with the fighters, all you got to do is go into my homepage here on YouTube, click on the playlist where it says interviews with pro fighters, and you'll see a whole list of them. Dillian Whyte's on there. Hudson, love you too. AK Junior, good evening. Again, if I miss anybody, I do apologise because the comments are coming thick and fast. So I'm not being ignorant. I just see literally what's on the screen. What you see on the screen is what I see on the screen. I'm not touching the chat. Every time I touch the chat, the live thing seems to mess about. Alex Watton, WBC is corrupt, no doubt. Mitchell, what's up? Cyril, Joshua will fight Usyk Pulev after Miller. Maybe, maybe. Paraj, where's Joe Joyce? Well, Joe Joyce, he's fighting on February 23rd. So a week and, no, what, 10 days on the Gale and Eubank undercard. Yeah, so Joe Joyce, he's taking on Bermain Stavern. So, yeah, he don't fit into any of this. I mean, it's too early in his career. Too early. I think Joe Joyce, as decent as he is, I think any of the top four, we're talking Joshua, Whyte, Fury, Wilder, I think all four of those would do him right now. But hey, listen, you never know. You never know. Yeah, exactly. I don't think everybody should have the same opinion as me. I don't ask everybody to have the same opinion as me. You know, people just have their own. Do you know what I mean? So, if Usyk steps up, surely he will be mandatory. Well, for WBO, yeah, for Joshua, potentially at least. Anyway, who knows? Don't know what the hell that is. Hangouts. Okay. So Wilder Fury jumped from 4 million to 30 million. Yeah, I'm not too sure if any of that's true, to be honest with you. I'm not too sure. But I mean, you never know. I mean, you know what? A lot of people are interested in the rematch. So, and obviously, a lot more people are more confident of Tyson Fury actually getting the win this time. A lot of people felt, including myself, that it was way too early after fighting those two guys was pointless. But listen, he pulled out a bit of a shocker. He should have got the result, in my opinion, and it's only my opinion, and many people's opinions, of course. So now I think more people will buy into the rematch, believing that Tyson Fury will win. Because let's be honest, whether you like Wilder, whether you don't, he's not really a seller. And I know his fans don't like hearing that, but he's just not a seller. Tyson Fury sells the whole event. That's what he does. And this rematch will be pretty big, pretty big. So it wouldn't surprise me if these guys get around about 20 million each. It wouldn't surprise me. It's a bit of a push, but it wouldn't surprise me. What's happened to the cow to the county video? Yeah, yeah. Everyone considered him. PC Jacob and the new Tyson Fury will be better, but how good can he be? Do you think? Well, Tyson Fury is his own worst enemy at times. He's super talented, and if he doesn't want you to hit him flush, then you won't hit him flush. But he switches off here and he practices around, and that's why he gets clipped. That's where he got caught by Steve Cunningham. That's where he got caught by that Croatian a bit earlier on in his career. That's where he got caught against Wilder. But hopefully now he takes this rematch more serious than he did the first one, and no prattling around, arms up in the air, because he stuck his arms up in the air more than he actually punched. And hopefully this time he takes it serious and does a Vladimir Klitschko job on him, hopefully. I don't care if the fight's going to be boring. I don't care if it's dull. I don't want Tyson Fury to entertain me. I want him to get the win. That's all I want him to do. Yeah, you're right, Rico. With Alexander Povetkin, I feel, in my opinion, I feel that Eddie Hearn really wanted Dillian Whyte versus Alexander Povetkin, because Povetkin said, what, 2 months ago, that he wanted Povetkin said 2 months ago that Eddie Hearn had promised him a fight on April on one of his cards, which was meant to be on the Wembley undercard. But of course, that fell through. So the way to solve that one would be to put him in a headline pay-per-view against Dillian Whyte. But now the WBC have ordered this. Dillian Whyte is one of the Breazeale fight, of course. So, yeah. I think Povetkin, I don't know who it is that he'd fight, to be honest with you. I'd like him to fight Luis Ortiz, but Luis Ortiz, he's fighting Christian Hammer, which I don't rate him too highly, to be honest with you. That's my honest opinion. But some people do rate Christian Hammer. For me, he got done by David Price. He got up, and the reason that David Price lost that fight is because he gashed out and his heart just went because Christian Hammer got off the deck. But outside of that, he ran away against Povetkin, so who knows? Wilder beats Fury. That's very impressive, Mr. Icons. It's more impressive if he beats him now than what he would have done on December the 1st. Because on December the 1st, he should have walked through Fury. In theory, he should have walked through him. But listen, it's boxing. B6, Fury won't make the same mistake twice. Hopefully not. Hopefully not. Usyk versus Povetkin. Now you see that's something. That is something that could well happen, because we know Usyk is meant to have this big DAZN announcement coming up. Was it this week or next week? I've forgotten, to be honest. And at the minute, we don't know who he's going to be fighting, but we do know he's going to be fighting in America. So thank you very much, Terry. Appreciate that. So yeah, Usyk versus Povetkin in America. Why not? Why not? Chisora, shout out for Povetkin. Yeah, potentially. Potentially, why not? Although I did hear that Chisora and Parker were actually in talks now. Joseph Parker said, was it today? Or was it yesterday? That Higgins and Eddie Hearn are talking about it. So yeah. Ortiz fights no one. Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, I don't know why Luis Ortiz didn't try and fight somebody higher ranked. See, this is what Luis Ortiz does. You know, he's got his reputation as a boogeyman, but he's only got that reputation because of Tyson Fury called him boogeyman. But outside of that, who is it that he's really fighting? I mean, Christian Hammer's not a sellable fight. You know, why didn't he try and get Breazeale before this was ordered? You know, both PBC fighters, it should be an easy fight to make, right? But listen, and of course there's Povetkin. Why is he not chasing Povetkin? In fact, I've never heard Ortiz mention the name Povetkin. Never heard it. Yeah, click thumbs up. Good shout. You see, I'm inexperienced on this live stream, and so I do forget to get people to click the thumbs up. Make sure you do. I appreciate it. Parker outpoints Chisora. I think Parker stops him, to be honest. I think that Dillian Whyte fight has brought out the man in Parker, because Parker used to be an aggressive fighter, but against Joshua, against Hughie Fury, and against Dillian Whyte, he was a little bit sheepish, which is not what I'm used to seeing from Parker. But his last fight against Alexander Flores blasted him, and got dirty, hit him in the goalies, all sorts. So yeah. Wilder fans say everyone's ducking Ortiz. Wilder fans say a lot of things. That's all they do. They don't know anything else other than ducking. But yet they don't look at their own guys. You know, they don't look at Wilder, the fact that he's never stepped up before Luis Ortiz. They don't look at, of course, I'm talking the PBC fanatics. I'm not talking about his general fans, because Wilder has a lot of good fans. But yeah, everyone's ducking the Charlos. No, they're not. Everyone's ducking Errol Spence. No, they're not. Everyone's ducking Crawford. No, they're not. So Luis Ortiz is 42. He may well be. But I mean, if he is, then, you know, he's probably the toughest 42-year-old I know. He's real tough. I see Joshua versus Blind Man. Parker's still young, he'll be very good in 2-3 years. I agree, Alex. Daniel Carr didn't Povetkin beat Ortiz as an amateur? Yeah, yeah, I heard that as well, and it was on Wikipedia, and then it wasn't there, and then it was there. So I don't know. To be exactly honest, whoop, what's that? Matt H. No, I don't see Parker stopping Chisora. Fair play. Boxing ego blocked me, did he? I've never heard of him blocking anybody before. What is going on? Will there be a rematch if Fury beats Wilder? Maybe, but I think that the WBC, listen, WBC at heavyweight has only had one mandatory obligation fulfilled in 4 years, which is disgusting. They're supposed to have one every year. That's their rules. But they keep padding out and letting Wilder get away with stuff. They really do. And the fact that, I mean, even the Tyson Fury fight, in theory, shouldn't have happened because up until about 2 weeks before the fight happened, Fury was not even registered with the WBC clean boxing program. So with VADA, and that's their rules to be ranked in the top 15, you have to be part of VADA, the WBC clean boxing program. And because he wasn't, he shouldn't have been ranked, but they ranked him at number 3 before the fight, which is outrageous. But listen, the fight happened, and as a Brit, of course, I was happy that Tyson Fury was allowed to fight him. But going by their rules, it shouldn't have happened. But yeah, going back to the point, Wilder's only had one mandatory in 4 years, which is absolutely disgusting. And now I think the winner of Wilder versus Fury, regardless of who wins, will have to fight the winner of Breazeale versus Dillian Whyte. But they can still have a rematch, but they'll fight the winner of whoever wins that fight first. So, say for example, Tyson Fury beats Deontay Wilder and Dillian Whyte beats Dominic Breazeale, then Fury versus Dominic Breazeale will be ordered. And even though Wilder might have a rematch, he'll get the rematch of the winner of Fury versus Whyte. So that's what I think they'll do, because I don't think that they'll allow 3 fights on the bounce. I don't think they'll do that, to be honest. And especially as it's a ordered fight as well. So put in a rematch, they can put in a rematch, but the WBC can override it if they want. So till this day, Danny S, what's up? You're absolutely right, Shane. Nikki Was, what's up? Eubank humiliates DeGale. It's a very good chance it could happen. We don't know how much James DeGale's got left in the tank, do we? Wilder's done out here. I agree. Ooh, Aaliyah, that's a tough question. Who do you back, Whyte versus Fury? That's a tough one. Real tough. I think Dillian Whyte won't be afraid of Tyson Fury, so he's more likely to just charge at him. That's what I think. So I think Tyson Fury can outbox Dillian Whyte, but Dillian Whyte is a very, very good boxer. So he's going to find it difficult. It's a very, very close fight. That's a tough one. I appreciate that from Wolverhampton. Ed the Sock, what's that? Again, I do apologise if I miss anybody's comments because they're coming pretty fast. Am I not meant to say salute? Yeah, I know. Salute, super chat. Salute. LDBC, salute. Does this make AJ versus Wilder easier to make? If Dillian Whyte beats Dominic Breazeale and Deontay Wilder beats Tyson Fury, I think Deontay Wilder will be jumping all over that AJ fight. He won't want any kind of business with Dillian Whyte. He just won't want it at all. But if you're Eddie Hearn, so you promote Joshua and you promote Dillian Whyte. If Dillian Whyte is in the position to fight for the WBC title, do you allow that fight to happen, or do you allow Joshua to go for undisputed? For me, I believe Eddie Hearn will allow Dillian Whyte to go for the WBC in the hope that Dillian Whyte gets that WBC title. Then both of his guys will then fight each other for undisputed. Joshua versus Whyte for undisputed. That's what I think Eddie Hearn would want to do, in my honest opinion. But hey, listen, who knows? You never know, right? And of course, it depends on what DAZN want to do, you know. Salute. Dominic is not a good fighter. I know what you're saying, Richie, but I mean, I think with a Dominic Breazeale, inactivity is not going to help him. I mean, he's been sat on the sidelines for 14 months. He just had a fight against Negron, and he didn't look great, to be honest. He didn't look great. Inactivity isn't going to help. Dominic Breazeale has a very good chin, so he can take a lot of good shots, and he can dish out the big shots as well. But he is quite slow, so Dillian Whyte's going to have to be pretty nimble on his feet and work on cardio in this camp more than anything, because he's got the punch power, hasn't he? Fat Apple's in the building. AJ can beat everyone out there if they were fighting. He can. Of course he can. What's up? I appreciate it. Yeah, go check out Boxing Prince TV. Appreciate it. Breazeale is getting KO'd. I hope so. I mean, I actually like Dominic Breazeale. I do like him. But yeah, I mean, against Dillian Whyte, I'm always going to back Dillian Whyte, no matter who he fights. AJ is too good for these heavyweights. Potentially, yeah. Potentially. Because AJ is improving all the time. He hasn't looked great over his last couple of fights. Takam, Parker, Povetkin, he hasn't looked outstanding in them, although he's won them all clearly. But that's because they're shorter. He likes fighting the taller guys. Look what he done to Dominic Breazeale. Look what he done to Charles Martin, which is why I always say a Joshua versus Wilder fight is suited to Joshua because he likes the tall fighters. He can clip them so much easier. He doesn't like fighters who come in on the chest, who duck down low. He doesn't like it. So, wrench, gang, gang, gang. AJ only fight Bob. Styles make fights. I feel Wilder beats AJ. Maybe Endgame. Maybe. Maybe. I mean, I'd like to find out. Well, I say that. I think now that Whyte versus Breazeale, I think that is going to put a stop. And it's just my opinion. I could be wrong, but I think that now that Whyte versus Breazeale is going to be happening, I think that will end all kind of hope for anybody. AJ versus Wilder, because for me, I don't see Wilder getting past Fury, then getting past Whyte, and then getting past Joshua if he did fight Joshua. I don't see him beating all three one after the other. I just don't see it happening. I mean, I've always said as powerful as Wilder is, and listen, people think I'm a hater, but outside the ring, I know he's a real, real nice guy, and I have no issues with him as a person at all. But inside the ring, he's terribly, terribly flawed. And it's only a matter of time before someone clips him or he loses on points outstandingly. He's a decision loss waiting to happen. So I don't see him getting past Fury and then Whyte and then becoming undisputed against Joshua. I just can't see that happening. This is probably the worst position for Wilder that could possibly happen. But again, we're all overlooking Big Baby Miller, aren't we? Why are we all? I mean, he's not the biggest puncher in the world, but he's still a heavyweight, and he can bang. He's got an excellent engine on him. He's undefeated. He's American, and he's on his home soil as well. How's AJ going to feel being in somebody else's backyard? I know he's done it as an amateur, but he's used to home advantage. Well, home advantage. He's used to fighting in front of his own fans. I mean, is anybody here going to go to New York and watch Joshua versus Miller? Peter Geary, will Eddie bid if Fury Wilder goes to purse bid? Yeah, he will. And I think if Eddie Hearn wins that one, I think Wilder will vacate. To be honest, I think Wilder. This is going to be Wilder's last fight, in my opinion. Salute. I think this is going to be Wilder's last fight, in my honest opinion. Even if he beats Fury, because Wilder will just refuse to fight on an Eddie Hearn show. He will just point blank refuse. And I think this will be Wilder's last fight, even if he beats Fury. He won't fight Whyte and he won't fight Joshua. But given the choice, he'd rather fight Joshua. But if Eddie Hearn, if he does go to purse bid, because you have to remember, if Dillian Whyte gets past Breazeale, and I know we're overlooking Breazeale and we shouldn't, but if he gets past Breazeale and Wilder is forced to fight Dillian Whyte, that's not what Wilder wants, especially if he goes to purse bid and Eddie Hearn puts it on here in the UK. Wilder don't want to travel. Even his hardcore fans can see he don't want to travel. He don't want to travel. Scarcy, Hey, you back from holiday yet? Salute, Shane. Salute, salute. Everyone in the salute. Would you bid and put Wilder Fury on in the tune? Yeah, yeah. That'd be great, wouldn't it? Although that'd be pretty good. I mean, if Eddie Hearn could do that and put it on at St James's Park here in Newcastle, that'd be great for me. But would I go? Oh no. Oh no. You see, that's what I don't understand. I mean, for me, I have morals. So if Wilder come to the UK, even if he comes here to Newcastle, I would not go to the presser out of respect because there's no way me and Wilder's going to get on. It just isn't going to happen. So out of respect, I wouldn't do it. But yeah, a lot of the Eddie Hearn haters have the absolute gall and audacity to try and interview him, chastise him, and then go be interviewing him and kiss his backside. So yeah, keep dreaming, Bad Guy London. Keep dreaming, bruv. It could be that Usyk versus Povetkin happens. It could. Oh, really, Robin? Wow. You have to remind us. I'll give you a shout out for your happy birthday on June 8th. Wilder versus Boy said, wow, making yeah. I don't know if it's going to be 30 million. I don't know if it's going to be 20 million. I mean, it's certainly going to make more than the first one because, as I said, people are more in favour of wanting to see this fight because it's now an ordered fight. So we can't really say this is a cherry pick for Wilder, and we can't say Wilder's stepping up either because he's being forced onto Fury now. This was a cherry pick that went badly, 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 badly wrong for Wilder. Don't matter how you look at it, it went badly wrong for him. And now this fight's been forced on him. Yeah, I mean, he probably wants to fight anyway, but it's being forced on him, so it's not like he's voluntarily doing it unless he wants to vacate. So Miller's no mug. No, don't forget he is overweight. Joshua can tire him out. Yeah, he can, but we've yet to see Miller tire out. I mean, he's a big lad, much like Adam Kaunaki and Andrew Ruiz. You don't see these guys get tired. They've got an engine on them, and they keep on throwing punches. They throw more punches per round than most of the heavyweights. So, and they do the same in the first as what they do in the 12th. They just keep on going. So, if anybody's going to gas out, I'll probably imagine it could be Joshua. So, Joshua needs to body shot him hard. Wilder cherry picked a half fit Fury. Yeah, exactly. And it backfired on him. But it turned out to be a great move, didn't it? Because now we've got a rematch and again another pay-per-view, which I believe is going to do so much better than the first one. I know people talk about 320,000 US pay-per-view buys as being good. It's not good, it's garbage. But the rematch is going to do so much better. UK Rob, what is up, bro? Aki, we have 5 haters in the room, do we? Yeah. And I know some of them are actually channels as well. I know who you are. I know who you are. Miller's engine powered by burgers. Yeah. Uh, Wilder's getting 39 million. Oh God. Who said that? Yeah, it'd be Wilder getting. You see that dude? Oh my God. He's the biggest contradiction of a liar on YouTube. It just is how it is. You know what? I'm not gonna talk about him. Excuse me. Who is watching the United game? No, definitely not. I hope we see Wilder versus Whyte. I know what you mean, but I mean, I want to see Fury versus Whyte. Who do you think Miller? Oh, do I think Miller should lose weight? Um, I don't know. I don't know. Excuse me. Um, yeah, there's no way that. I mean, you have to remember, Wilder versus Fury is a 50-50 split. So whatever Fury's getting, Wilder's getting. That's the agreement that they have. People want to talk about 60-40. Only 60-40 if it goes to purse bid. 39 million Indian rupees, maybe. Yeah, maybe. Arthur Lewis. Yeah, mate. You see, haters. What makes me laugh is that I hear, you know, a lot of you guys keep sending me links and telling me that these other channels are talking about me and hating on me. I mean, as I've always said, thank you very much. Big up to the hater channels out there. Big up to you because you're spreading my name. So cool. But yet they moan about haters going on their channel and they say, well, don't watch me if you don't like me. But yet they keep coming here and watching me and then making videos about me. It's weird. Excuse me. What's going on? All good, Mo. All good. I hope you're good too. Italian Leah. um, Fury should get 60%. I agree. I agree. Because Fury is selling the event, isn't he? Without Fury, what pay per view is Wilder going to have? He needs either Fury or AJ. Is he going to fight Dominic Breazeale and be on pay per view? Oh, hell no. Other channels can talk crap. Absolutely, Fred. Yes, they do. Tom, what is up, bruv? Tom has been blocked of most of them. Hello, Don. Hello, Don. Hater. Hello. Is Wilder pregnant yet? He's trying, but I've got a feeling that Fury's going to screw him hard in that ring. I've got a feeling. Haters going to hate. I'm just going to shake. Absolutely. In the deadline for the fight announcement, yeah, that's what I heard too. I couldn't remember if it was today or tomorrow, but I mean, they attention anyway. Bruce Wayne is funny. Here he is. I like Bruce Wayne. I've been great for like a 2 weeks with like a no cough. It's all been good, and suddenly I'll do a live and I get like a tickly throat. It's ridiculous. What the hell? AJ is the man, the money man. He is. Lucas Brown versus Dave Allen. Good fight. When I spoke to Dave Allen here a couple of months ago, he said to me that he wanted Lucas Brown, but he said that he wants to have another fight first. But obviously he's going to miss that interim fight and just go straight after Lucas Brown. Very interesting fight. And I hope Dave Allen trains hard for this one. He gets into excellent shape. Well, I heard that Lucas Brown's going to be having a fight a few weeks before the Dave Allen one. He's going to be taking on Kamil Sokolski. He's a guy who started Nick Webb last time around. So, who has Wilder fought other than Fury and Ortiz? Yep, Adrian, what is up, bruv? Hope you're good. Yeah, I agree. God, excuse me. Yeah, you're right about some of them channels. What they do is they put breaking news in the headline all the time. Breaking news, everything's breaking news. For me, something's only breaking news if it's happened in the last few hours. If it happened yesterday, it's not breaking news anymore. Or if you're just making up a story, it's not breaking news. You know what I mean? Lucas Brown is dangerous. Alan struggled last time. Yeah, because Dave Allen, he keeps messing about. He's not getting himself in shape. He's just messing about. He's not living the life of a boxer. And he's getting to the point now where he needs to live the life of a boxer because his career is going to be over soon. So he needs to cram as much in as he can. Take it serious. If he wants to retire in the next 2 3 years, like he says, then take the next 2 3 years serious. You know what I mean? He's such a good man. I'll support them. Win, lose, or draw. Exactly. Have you ever spoken to Wilder? I have actually. I have spoken to Wilder. I have. I spoke with him 4 years ago. I spoke with Wilder. Obviously, I mean, I've only had the channel for 2 years, but yeah, I spoke to Wilder about 4 years ago. Yeah, everything breaking news, breaking bullshit. Joshua needs to fight somebody. Okay, who? Who's he going to fight? Yeah, you're absolutely right, Rob. Exactly right. The bias is ugly on the other channels. Yeah, I agree. David Price is fighting Cash Ali. Yeah, you're right, Philip. I do. Making a stance on breaking news falsehoods. Yeah. Actually, we should make a stand on what boxers say as well. If you notice with boxers, do you know like footballers? Like for those of you here in the UK, salute to you. Um, they always go, at the end of the day, like a soccer player, so football players, whenever they're in a conference or having an interview, at the end of the day, it's a game of two halves. At the end of the day, they always say that. Where boxers have a thing saying lately of, yeah, definitely, before they say anything, yeah, definitely. So you ask a boxer a question, yeah, definitely. They always say that. We need to put a stamp on this before it becomes common knowledge. Yeah, definitely. Remove it from your vocabulary, boxers. Yeah, definitely. I appreciate it, Vital Fusion. I appreciate it. Deadline is up today. It was meant to be the 5th last week. Announced Whyte versus Breazeale to throw us off track. Maybe. Maybe. Fury is a real champion, which Wilder thought. I agree, Tyler. Cash Ali good. Yeah. He's 14-0. Well, he's going to be fighting in about a week or two's time as well before David Price. So hopefully he's going to be 15-0. So yeah, I've had Cash Ali on the channel before. For those interested in David Price's next opponent, Cash Ali, go to my homepage here on YouTube, go to the playlist, interviews with pro boxers, and you'll see Cash Ali on there. Wilder knocks Fury out this time. Potentially, yeah. He could. He really could. Yeah, Satan Greaves. Yeah, it's a funny old game. Funny old game. Noddy and Toy Town, yeah. I know. The ears are massive, aren't they? And a permanent frown. AJ Miller press conference is going to be interesting. Miller's going to sell the hell out of that fight. He's going to sell the hell out of it. Whyte beats Breazeale easy. I hope so. I do hope so. How much of an impact do you think Usyk will have on the heavyweight division? I think he probably have around about the same kind of impact as David Haye had. Will he have the same kind of impact as an Evander Holyfield? I'm not too sure. Not too sure. I think Usyk could do well until he fights the big boys. I'm talking Joshua. I'm talking Dillian Whyte. I'm talking Tyson Fury. I'm talking Miller even. Against Wilder, thankfully, listen, if Wilder catches Usyk, there again, Usyk's chin has been tested and it's pretty good, isn't it? So who knows? Who knows? How does DAZN afford to pay Canelo and other fighters so much money if they're only on $10 a month subscription? Well, because they're projecting that they're going to get millions of subscribers. But don't forget, DAZN boxing isn't their only income. They make millions upon millions from the Italian league. They do it from the Canadian football. They do it in is it Japan and other places. They've got so many sports across quite a few countries, including Switzerland and Germany, especially. So these guys are making a hell of a lot of money. So with some of the profit, and it's just a portion of the profit they put into boxing. So even if boxing doesn't take off and it's not as successful as I hope, they're not actually losing money because they're making money from elsewhere. But Eddie Hearn did say he's got so much money and he's been splashing the cash. I've yet to really see a huge event that he's put on with his own yet. I'm kind of hoping it's going to happen. I know it's still early days, and he hasn't got the fighters that I thought he was going to get at this stage. And that's just me being honest, to be honest with you. Thoughts on Eubank versus DeGale? Interesting fight. It's 50-50. It's hard to tell how much DeGale has left. Is DeGale looking at this as his final payday? I don't know. I think skill for skill, Eubank schools him, but heart and determination, Eubank doesn't. So, outside Wilder, who do you think could do well in the future from the US? Well, heavyweight, I don't know. I think Miller has the gift of the gab. Miller could sell very, very well if he was champion. Of course, that's a heavyweight, Adam Kalnaki, but of course he has a huge, huge Polish following as well. But that's heavyweight. I think Shakur Stevenson is going to be a fantastic addition to boxing. once he starts stepping up and everything. I think he's going to be a household name, Shakur Stevenson. As long as he doesn't lose and cries, then he will be. I think potentially in the Kelsey Solomon, he could. Errol Spence, depending on how he looks against Mikey Garcia. I mean, for me, Mikey Garcia should be a household name. And that's just my opinion, because Mike Garcia has taken on some of the toughest guys and people overlook him. But I think it's a step too far against Errol Spence, in my opinion. But you never know. Again, skill for skill, Mikey Garcia is far more skillful than Errol Spence. But Errol Spence can take his punches, in my opinion. So he'll just walk him down, trap him, and unload and stop him. But you never know, do you? Especially in the later rounds, because I think Mike Garcia will gas when the pressure's on him. Who wants a Willy Wonka golden ticket into Bomb Squad crew? I think to be part of the Bomb Squad crew, I know you need a Willy Wonka bar, don't you? You really do. So there are tons of Americans that don't speak English. Well, yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, Luis Ortiz is not a huge name in America. Well, it's not a huge name anywhere really. And again, that's down to the language. But I think the American market's there for the taking if they promote the right people. Unfortunately, ones like the Charlos who have the look, they have the skills, they have the gift of the gab. They've got everything that it takes to be a star, but they're being put into gash fights. Bad matchmaking, in my opinion. So they could do it, but I think what puts people off, and it's the truth, is the fan base. That's what puts them off. When you've got like the PBC fanatics, I'm talking about the fanatics, okay? I mean, I think most people like the PBC and appreciate what they do, of course. But I'm talking about the fanatics who only support the Black American fighters and hate everybody else. Whoever it is that they follow, people get turned off because they don't like their supporters. If that makes sense. So, okay, Scarcy, take it easy, bruv. Take it easy. Big up your hammers, all that kind of stuff. I'm not a West Ham fan, by the way, but good fight for Whyte. Looking forward to it. I agree, Adam. Hopefully, Dillian Whyte gets it done. If Wilder doesn't break up and do, quote, sorry, just missed that one. It disappeared. A tinfoil hat too to be a member of the Bomb Squad crew. Yeah. We like Deontay Wilder because he's got lots of tattoos. They're like hieroglyphics from the aliens. They substituted cash fights for gash fights. Yeah, exactly. That's what it is, isn't it? You know, they have so many potentially great fighters, but they just don't match them correctly. That's the unfortunate truth of it. They just don't. And unfortunately, some of the hater fans out there who are just a cancer on boxing, whoever it is that they support, are never going to be the next Mayweather because people just get turned off like, oh, I can't be listening to you talking about him. And that's all it is. You know what I mean? That's all it is. What about Usyk? Who's he looking to fight? Well, again, somebody mentioned earlier on that potentially Povetkin, because now the Dillian Whyte Povetkin fight is obviously going to be off in favour of Breazeale. Povetkin has been told by Eddie Hearn, according to Povetkin, that he's going to get a fight, and it's going to be a big fight. So could well happen, and it'll be in America because I think Usyk's going to be fighting in America next. But would Povetkin fight in America? Yeah, I think so. Why not? Man United 0, Paris Saint-Germain 2. Really? Bloody hell. See, I remember Paris Saint-Germain of years and years ago. Do you guys remember George Weah? He was fantastic for Paris Saint-Germain, and David Ginola and a few others. Paris Saint-Germain were a great, great club at one point. Then they just went downhill and went into obscurity. But now they're coming back with some huge investment, haven't they? Bomb Squad is a religion, Babby joins point. Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, yeah. No. Bomb Squad is not a religion; it's a cult. There's a difference between a religion and a cult. Mismatches are boring. There are too many showcase fights for these US prospects. Yep, I agree. I think the American prospects again. I mean, I've always been a huge fan of American boxing, and I will forever be a fan of American boxing and so many of their fighters. And even when they trash talk, I love how they do it. I love how they promote. I love how they talk. I love all of it. But unfortunately, the prospects don't get spoken about enough. They only. It seems out of order for me to say it, and I don't mean it to be disrespectful, but I don't know how else to say it. That they don't get behind their fighters until they achieve. Whereas here in the UK, we get behind the fighters before they achieve, if that makes sense. So, I mean, if you look at Errol Spence, nobody was talking about Errol Spence until this infamous sparring session when Floyd Mayweather come out and he become mandatory for Kell Brook. People weren't talking about Errol Spence. People weren't talking about the Charlos until either one of them became champion. Nobody's talking about Shakur Stevenson. Nobody's talking about Nicole C. Solomon. Nobody's talking about plenty of fighters. Nobody was talking about Wilder for the first 8 years of his career. And people have only been talking about him for the last 2 years because people like me have been talking about Wilder. And that's just how it is. And I kind of want some Americans to explain to me if I'm wrong on that and why that is, if I am right. Bad guys, all right. Leave him alone, people. Leave him alone. Wilder needs charity. He does. Do you know anything about F.A. Jagba? Yeah, I do. From Nigeria. Excellent fighter. Excellent, excellent. He's a bit of an AJ hater, though. I think F.A. Jagba, he doesn't like Anthony Joshua because Nigerians support Anthony Joshua and he wants that support. So I think he's trying to build a bit of a rivalry between him and Joshua to ultimately, who knows, AJ versus Jagba in Nigeria. So Boxing Ego wants to see DAZN's books. Well, Boxing Ego ain't going to see nothing. Everybody knows what he's about. So he's in no position to see anything. He needs to check his own books. Will PBC force a purse bid to try and get the Whyte fight on ITV box office? That'd be interesting. Yeah. And I don't think Dillian Whyte would be against that. Listen, if you can get more money and fight on ITV box office, why wouldn't you? And with ITV, let's be real. Okay, so it is box office, you do have to pay for it, but everybody in the UK has ITV. So all they've got to do is put out a couple of adverts and the whole of UK get to see it. But if you look at those who have Sky, it's a small percentage compared to those who have um, the ITV. But there again, to be honest, I don't watch ITV. I don't watch terrestrial TV. Bird money, what's up? AD, bad amount I see. Oh, sorry. I've never seen a video thumbnail of the Charlos with their mouth. Yeah. FA Jagba Joseph AJ. Yeah. And he's got every right to be at the minute because he's getting the support from his Nigerians that he wants. But a Jagba needs to just put his head down, concentrate on getting his learning fights out of the way. Because at the minute, while it's great that he's blasting through people, he needs somebody who's going to take him a few rounds. That's the only way he's going to learn. And FA Jagba is a phenomenal talent, but he does need to step up. I'm not talking step up to be taken on top 10 in the world. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking even British level fights. You know what I mean? FA Jagba versus Dave Allen would be an interesting one. You know, somebody who's going to take him a few rounds because that is the only way that FA Jagba is going to learn. Knocking over opponents in 1 or 2 rounds each and every fight just isn't going to give him any kind of experience. It just isn't. Klitschko beating 26 American heavyweights in a row was a golden age. Did he? Man. DeGale Eubank should be an ITV1. Yeah, I agree. But I mean, if there's a world title on the line, I'll probably say yeah. But unfortunately, these guys only lost 1 fight ago, so both of them. So no, sorry, DeGale lost 2 fights ago. Eubank lost 1 fight ago. So Sky is American owned. Yes, it is. Yeah, it is. Miller going down, Breazeale going down, Wilder losing by decision. I hope you're right, Martina. AJ's just done the British Airways advert. The man's never left the country and shit, world champion. Miller, I'm sick of it. What do you mean he's never been? He's not a world champion. Yeah, he's going to America to fight Miller. Okay. Has Wilder defended his belt outside the UK? Can anybody tell me? Of course not. Is Wilder going to fight Tyson Fury in the rematch? A return by doing the favour coming to the UK? Of course not. New Day, what's up? A Jagba versus Dubois. Good shout, Hakim. Good shout. I like that one. Who do you think is the best heavyweight ever? Mine is Joe Lewis. Who's yours? My best heavyweight ever is Lennox Lewis, even though he's a real hater lately. So it kind of puts me off him a bit. Clit was boring. Jab, dodge, grab. Yeah. That was Klitschko. But it was effective. I mean, the idea is to win the fight, so that's exactly what he done. Will AJ Miller do a press conference in the UK? Yeah, I imagine so, Shane. I imagine so. Do you think Tank will leave Mayweather? I think Tank wants to, but he's tied in, isn't he? So, uh, I thought Rupert Murdoch was Australian. I don't know. No, I thought that. No, he's American, isn't he? I know he might be right actually. I don't know because they do have Sky in Australia, don't they? More money in America. Well, they've physically got more money, but they don't have uh, the people to really invest it in. That's the problem, isn't it? With Floyd Mayweather gone, who are they going to invest it in? They're going to have to invest in the foreigners like a Joshua or a Tyson Fury, aren't they? Or Canals. Who's this PFTB thing? I've never heard of it. Never heard of it. Uh, we have 30,000 subscribers 2019. Well, hopefully, I'm only 100 away from it. So hopefully, yeah. Yeah. Actually, yeah, there's a new thing on YouTube. I don't know whether you guys have seen it or not. There's a new thing that when you hit 30,000 subscribers, you're allowed to do something called channel something. Channel memberships. I haven't looked into it yet. I mean, I don't know whether you guys are um, familiar with channel memberships. If any of you guys know anything about it, let me know. But apparently, it's good perks for all you guys. So who knows? Who knows? PFTB wants to debate, then blocks and bans you. I've never heard of PFTB. Never heard of it. Never heard of him, her, them, whatever. Javante Davis probably. There you go. You see, that's a question. Or sorry, that's a person I forgot to mention when asked about good American fighters. Javante Davis, for me, probably the most naturally skilled talent coming out of America right now, in my opinion. Oh, okay, Rupert Murdoch. Okay, he is Australian. My bad. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, Javante Davis is naturally talented. Yeah, just something wrong upstairs. There's just something not quite right. And in my opinion, he needs to get the hell away from Adrian Broner and Floyd Mayweather. Concentrate on his career because he could be the next superstar coming out of America. He could be, and I think he's following the wrong crowd. In my opinion. Hey, Jim Reaper, what's that, bro? I thought that you were gone. I think you pay to become a member per month, etc., and get access to extra videos. Oh, really? Okay. Okay. Thanks, Leah. Okay, so that's the membership thing. Okay. So it's almost like is it like a YouTube version of Patreon? Then I'm guessing. I don't know. I don't have Patreon or anything. All right. I'll have a look at it. See how much it is for everybody and what I can offer you. We'll have a look anyway. We'll have a read. But thanks very much, Aaliyah. I appreciate that. Javante Davis versus Lomachenko. I don't see that fight happening anytime soon. And I don't think it's because Javante Davis necessarily doesn't want it, although I don't think he's too keen on it. But I think Floyd Mayweather and the PBC don't want that fight. That's my honest opinion. I don't think that they want it. LDPBC. I'm sure the IBO title is on the line for DeGale versus Eubank. I don't know, to be honest. But I mean, I don't really see that as a great title anyway. So we're signing autographs. Why on earth would anybody want my autograph? Why on earth? The only people who want my autograph are the people after money. Honestly, not Miller. Trust me, nobody knows Miller here. No, but I think if Miller beats Joshua, I think he'll become a household name in America overnight. And when people get to hear Miller, listen, Miller's a trash talker, but when he's not trying to sell a fight or sell how good he is, when he's just talking normal, he's a funny guy, very, very likable guy. And I think he'll come across well in America. I really do once people really get to know him. Broner, I couldn't believe my eyes when he said he won the fight. Yeah, I know. There's something wrong with Broner, honestly. Something wrong with him. And yet he keeps getting opportunity after opportunity. You see, this is the thing with the PBC fighters. And you know what? Good on them if they can do it. How does Broner get a world title fight against Pacquiao? How does that happen? So he loses to Mikey Garcia and gets a gift draw against Jesse Vargas, and then gets a title fight with Manny Pacquiao in a different weight class. It just don't make sense. Don't make sense. Tank will stay with Floyd because he made that unbreakable pact. Yeah, you're probably right. You're probably right. And I got banned for calling Fanon Fenidom. Well, he is. He's in touch with his female feelings, isn't he? I can't watch him. I cannot watch him. I just can't. Usyk versus Parker would be interesting. Yeah, good shout, Martina. I agree. Don't think Miller has a chance. His best win was probably Whack. Yeah. Yeah, I think Marius Whack's probably his best win. Yeah. Is that the O2? I don't know yet. Hasn't been confirmed where it's going to be yet. Go fast, are you? Welcome. Josh Taylor smashed Broner to bits. Oh, Josh Taylor would annihilate him. How many pay-per-views do you think Joshua will do? Obviously here in the UK, because in America it'll be on DAZN, so we'll never get to know what the pay-per-view figures are. Well, because it's not pay-per-view in America, is it? It's just $10, or if you haven't signed up, it's free. Here in the UK, I mean, he usually averages over 1 million, with his best one being 1.7. I'll probably, and of course it'll be 5 o'clock in the morning, watching him 5 o'clock in the morning. So I imagine, I think because of the time in the morning, he'd probably do about 500,000 here in the UK. David Plant, what is up, bruv? Evening, mate. Was chuffed by the WBC announcement tonight. I'm in New York City, mate, 18th. So hoping Wilder versus Fury. Let's hope Fury doesn't get robbed a second time. Much love, support, and icons. David Plant, a huge supporter of this channel, and always appreciate it as always. And yeah, hopefully that Fury versus Wilder gets made on May the 8th. Go there and get a shout out from Wilder for me, will you? No, don't. Yep. Big up, David, again. Lomachenko beats Davis on points. Yeah. I think you're probably right there. I think Tank Davis has got a very good chin. And he's very fast on his feet as well. Excuse me. Smoking Galato. What's Galato? Watch out for Anthony Jade. Okay. Cool, will do. PBC finished something. Oh, Anthony Joshua. Oh, Anthony. What's up? Welcome. We will get DAZN in the UK in the future. I hope so. Listen, right. Charge me £10 a month to just have a boxing channel like DAZN. Thank you very much. Sorry, Sky. I don't need you for any other reason. So I shall flip you up to the air and baseball bat you the hell out the window, Sky Sports. Bring me DAZN. Give me DAZN. £10 a month. Quick play on that one again. Mayweather and Broner are blue. Cookie. Yeah. What Broner gifted draw? I didn't think any PBC fighter got gifted draws. No. No, I didn't see that video. Mayweather hurt boxing. He did as far as pay-per-view goes. Because I can't see anybody matching him. I really can't. Make a video with your face in it. Want to put a face to that sexy voice. Harbor. Yeah. Yeah, I will do at some point. I will. But of course, all you married guys out there, you know, if and when I do a video with my face on it, all you married guys out there, expect a divorce because your woman will look and think, that's what I've been looking for. You know? That sexy sporting icons. And then they'll be arguing with you, why don't you look like sporting icons? So really, it's kind of for your own good that I don't do it. That's why I sit behind the screen, so you guys don't see me. So you know, you all don't get divorced and whatever. So. That will get DAZN here, cost of Matchroom, deal with Sky. I don't know how long their contract is, to be honest. Well, it's a shame Sky don't do. I mean, if Sky was smart, they'd come out with something like that. Will Jacobs have to knock out Canelo to win? Of course. I think anybody to beat Canelo outside of Floyd Mayweather is going to have to knock him out. Absolutely. Where is the Fury Wilder fight taking place? I heard it's going to be the Barclays Center. They wanted it originally in Vegas, but um, Tyson Fury and Frank Warren didn't want it in Vegas because the Nevada State Athletic Commission they put their own judges on there, and Fury and Frank Warren want neutral judges. Even though the last fight kind of did have neutral judges at some point, kind of. So that's why that it's not going to happen in Vegas, apparently. Anyway, so if it happens in New York, they can then pick the judges as such. Apparently, I don't know. I feel like seeing your face would ruin the mystery that is sport and icons. You could be right there earlier. You could be right, but as I said, all the ladies out there, so everybody with who's married, who's got girlfriends, they're going to be leaving you, hunting me down. So for your own good, I think it's best I'll stay behind the camera. You know, neutral judges. Yeah, exactly. Billy Joe, if he gets his belt back, fights the winner of Canelo versus Jacobs. Yeah, we're still waiting to find out what's happening with Billy Joe and Demetrius Andrade, aren't we? I have no idea what the hell's going on. I know it's going to purse bid. Well, they've got a deadline for a purse bid, so I have no idea. Canelo versus Callum Smith. Yeah, I think it's too big for him. And I know that people say, but he dealt with Rocky Fielding. Rocky Fielding and Callum Smith are two totally different fighters. Salute. Spawn Icons is new Ken Denagaski. Don't spoil the magic. Yeah, I agree, Tyler. I think it'd be in Brooklyn too. Salute Octagon blog. Who's the biggest hater, Frotch or Lennox? It's pretty close, isn't it? But I think Lennox, though. All Geordies look like a load of shrapnel bleach blood. Sport and Icons looks like a frog. A very handsome frog. Dan, is that you? No. I think as I'm a Geordie, I'll probably look more like Sid the Sexist. Anybody remember those comics, Sid the Sexist? Could somebody go onto that Don Zeeby and hit him with a spanner? Thank you very much. Smack him straight over the head with a spanner. Elia, please do the honours. Lennox all day, yeah. Lately he is. But listen, at the end of the day, he's got his favourite, Wilder. They're very good friends, so that's what he does, you know what I mean? So, why would Miller, in my opinion, rather see Ortiz than Miller? Yeah, but Ortiz lost only 2 fights ago, so. The Viz, well done. That's it. Tit oot. That's the one. Well done, David. Appreciate it. Yeah, and hit that Don with a spanner and remove him from the chat. Timeout. Well done. There you go. 300 seconds. Yeah, because he said that thing like 5 minutes ago, yet he was still here. Don, suck it. Conor Benn beefing Josh. Oh, mate. Josh Kelly would destroy Conor Benn right now. It's way too early. Way, 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 way too early. I think Josh Kelly would have fun with him before stopping him. Carl's doing well sexually. Oh my goodness. Frotch is a new word in London for table salt. One face, one name, cherry picked us to sign a contract or retire Alabama country hillbilly idiot. Damn. Harsh. What happened to the Cow of the County video? Can't find it. Oh, it's there somewhere. It's there somewhere. I had a Viz game on the Commodore. Oh my goodness. Commodore. Oh, on the floppy. Oh, is that the Commodore 64 or something, or Commodore 16 or something like that? Timed out, boy. Well done. Well done, David. Well done, Aaliyah. Hitting that boy with a spanner. Bash him up. GoFundMe to punch barbershop conversations. Oh, he's that dude who didn't Andre Ward hand him his ass? And what must have really hurt him, because I've seen it on that what was that channel with that girl? Oh, good looking woman as well, who does like the interview, and she filmed it. The name's on the edge of my tongue. I can't think of her channel. Anyway, she filmed that, and what must have really, really hurt that guy is the fact that he's a huge Andre Ward fan and has been for a long time, apparently. And Andre Ward said, "I'm not sub to you. I don't know you." That must have really, really hurt his feelings. Must have really. But there again, he's a racist. So not Andre Ward, but that YouTuber. He's proper racist. Proper racist. Handed it big time. The man shriveled up. Exactly. Shady Finkel is an alien. I liked what Hitman Boxing called him. He said that Shady Finkel, he looks like a fetus. No, not Phelps. Not Phelps. Fin and Boxing. There you go, Ruby. That's the one. Yeah, Fin and Boxing. That's the one. What do you think with regards to Tank Davis fighting that Japanese MMA? Oh, terrible, isn't it? I think Tank Davis needs to concentrate on his damn boxing career, and Floyd Mayweather needs to stop it with his crap. That's what he needs to do. Absolutely ridiculous. Thoughts on time boost? Comments about Crawford wife? You took it too far. Must admit it was funny. Yeah, I mean, time booth. He does it for views. He does it for clicks, of course. And he's got this. He's got the. With most comedians, you see, comedians they have this letter of the law where nothing is off limits, so everything can be made fun of, and that's kind of his philosophy on it. Yeah, I don't agree with him talking about fighters' wives. And if you're going to chastise a boxer, do it for something that they've said or do it for something about their record. But personal, no. It should never be personal, especially about their family. So Ty and Booth is out of order for that one. Well out of order. Yep, click thumbs up. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Wilder fanboys gutted. AJ's going to America. Yeah. It's amazing though, isn't it? Because a lot of them were saying how AJ doesn't travel and AJ's a UK champion. He doesn't want to travel. Yet their champion, Wilder, doesn't travel. But yet Joshua is traveling to take on one of their own. But of course, they're not going to support Miller or big up Miller because that means going against Wilder, which is weird. Whereas here in the UK, we will support Tyson Fury, we will support Dillian Whyte, we will support Joshua, Dave Allen, and so on, so on, and so on. Okay, we don't just support one and throw every other fighter on the bus. Unfortunately, they do. So suddenly now Joshua is going to go to travel. They're not talking about that bit, are they? Are they going to call Wilder a American champion and not a world champion? Of course not. Fury press 1, Wilder press 2. About 10,000 fans Joshua taken to the USA. Really? 10,000? That would be amazing, wouldn't it? That would be phenomenal. Is anybody here in their chat going to go to New York and watch Joshua take on Miller? Anybody going to go? Women are little flowers. Is can't go dissing women. Well, I don't think. Oh, sorry. I was about to read a comment to somebody else. How much would Undisputed fight in Japan make? Oh my goodness, they'll go through the roof. You see, this is what I said. I don't know why Joshua, Eddie Hearn, don't try and get Joshua versus Fujimoto in Japan. Joshua will get millions, millions upon millions, stupid money, and of course they have DAZN in Japan as well. He will get so much money because there's never been a heavyweight fighter from Japan fight for a world title. You do that on a Japanese soil, oh, so much money. He's getting Floyd Mayweather style money just for that one fight. Yeah, you are, David. You are. You are. Or hopefully, anyway, hopefully. Bring back a souvenir. I want you to go up to Wilder to the press conference in New York if it happens, and not the press conference. Go to the fight beforehand. Grab hold of Wilder and say, "Give Sport Icons a shout out." That would mess his mind up. Because for whatever reason, you see, Wilder, he's gone out of his way to block me on Twitter and Instagram, which is weird. But Clearly, he's angry. 40-0 and 1 robbery. Any thoughts on Russian heavyweight prospect Sam Pleshko? He's like Wilder, only 10 times more talented. Thinking what's Spider? Hopefully. You know, I like Russian fighters. I know I do. They unfortunately they do have a reputation of behind the scenes. Russians are always looking for new ways to improve PEDs without getting caught. I know that reputation, but hopefully it's not true, that reputation. But I do feel that Russia produces so many great athletes, and Ukraine as well. You know, the Eastern Europeans, although Russia's more part of Asia, isn't it, than Europe? But yeah, hopefully the next Ivan Drago, you know, hopefully. Why does Japan guarantee so much money? Because they love combat sports. Love combat sports. They really do. I'll give you an example. Ryota Murata, who already had one loss on his record. He was only the WBA regular middleweight world champion. He lost to Rob Brandt recently as well. It was over 10 million people tuned in to just watch him. Wilder blocking you is a badge of honor. It is. It is. Yeah. Yeah, go on, David. You do it. Yes, Miller will grow into the casual fans. Exactly. Exactly. Miller can sell a fight. He really can sell a fight. I mean, I always wanted to see Dillian Whyte versus Miller. I thought that not really. It may not be a great fight, but the build-up would be electric, wouldn't it? Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah. Wilder's not happy. He's not a happy bunny. But even then, I mean, I'm sure he realizes that I don't go about him personally. I never once mentioned the fact that Jarrell Miller was sleeping with his current girlfriend. I never did a video on that. If I was really a hater, I would have done, but I didn't. You know, I never ever mentioned his children. I don't mention anything about him personally, unless it's public domain. Then yeah, yeah, maybe. But I'd never mention his family in a negative light ever, because I know that Wilder's a great father. I know he is. I mean, he got into boxing to provide some form of living so he can give the best kind of care for his daughter with her spina bifida. So that is one hell of a father. That's a true human being. You know, so if Joshua goes to Japan, it'll be the best move. I agree, Shane. Exactly. Exactly. I mean, not really a fight a lot of people would really want or be excited about. But listen, Fujimoto is ranked number 7 in the WBA and like number 8 or number 9 in the WBO. So he's a legitimate contender. Has Fury Wilder been announced yet? Not unless it's been happening since his live streams happened. No. And I've got no messages, so nope. Miller Whyte kickboxing. Yeah, exactly. Both for former kickboxing champions. Be a good fight. And Dillian Whyte had one fight in MMA as well. He had one fight and he won that in a record time of, was it 6 seconds? When they were, boom, knocked the guy out. Joshua wins inside 5 rounds against Miller. Hopefully. Hopefully. I mean, I like Miller. I rate him. And he's very accessible as well. You know, he said to me like a little while ago that he's happy to come on this channel. But obviously being in America and me being in the UK, it's always difficult to kind of find the right time zone. But ultimately now he's going to be fighting Joshua. He's probably going to be feeling that, and rightfully so as well, that I'm going to want Joshua to win. So he may not be too forthcoming. But PBC is WWE. Well, if it was, their fighters would get a whole lot more promotion, wouldn't it? But, huh. How does Japan guarantee so much money? Yeah, as I said, Ross, Japan, they have so many supporters of combat sports. Boxing is massive, absolutely massive. I mean, we here in the UK and America and around the world don't really know a lot of their fighters because they're not on our mainstream. But obviously, like a lot of them are smaller. But Ryota Murata, with over 10 million people tuning in just to watch him, listen, that's massive money. You put Joshua in Japan, that's amazing money. Fujimoto versus Yao, yeah, is Zhang. I'm surprised they haven't done that, to be honest. You're professional, all about boxing, not personal. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I don't like talking about boxers' families. I mean, there's just no need for it because I wouldn't like it done to me, so therefore I wouldn't do it to them. Shannon Briggs. Yeah, I think he's going to be fighting on the Wilder Fury undercard, but he's going to be having a fight in March. But inactivity, he's going to fight somebody we've never heard of, in my honest opinion. He's going to fight some journeyman to get back in. But Dave Allen called out Briggs. Yeah, you're right, genuine. He did. He did. But now, obviously, Dave Allen's got a fight with Lucas Brown. I mean, listen, if Dave Allen gets past Lucas Brown, Dave Allen versus Shannon Briggs would be an interesting one, wouldn't it? Briggs versus Ortiz. Yeah, yeah, very interesting. Fighting in is Japanese way of life. It is 7. It is. And there's a crap ton of people in Japan as well. Yeah, exactly. So, Joe Legend. Japan run lower weight classes. They do. They do. Takam versus Povetkin, Styles made fights. Well, them two's already had a fight, and Povetkin knocked out Takam. So, I mean, maybe they'll do it again. Yeah, maybe. Why not? Why not? Although, what about Parker versus Povetkin? That'd be a good one, wouldn't it? I think AJ would have to keep something in the tank in case he can't knock Miller out. I agree. Guitars for you. Very good point on that one. Yeah, exactly, Alex. Joshua fights in Mexico, Africa, or Japan. That's mega money, isn't it? Especially if you have a fight in Nigeria. Well, I don't know why they don't make Joshua versus Wilder as their kind of like. I think its location for the first fight is kind of the sticking point. Wilder doesn't want to travel to the UK. Joshua wants undisputed in the UK, so he doesn't want to travel to America to fight Wilder because it's undisputed. So for me, have the first fight on neutral ground. So go fight Nigeria. You have Joshua and Wilder both have ancestry from Nigeria. So it's kind of like neutral ground, but yet home ground for them both. Then the winner gets to choose the location and, of course, gets a bigger percentage of the rematch. So why not? What the purse is for Whyte Breazeale? No idea. No idea. Hopefully, it's in favour of Dillian Whyte. If not, then hopefully 50-50. But I've got a feeling because Dominic Breazeale is officially the mandatory, they're going to give him a higher split. That's what I think. But Miller versus Sumo. Parker versus Vivek could be a cracker. Yep, definitely. Time booth missing Coogan. Marcellus Wilder versus Charlie Z. I'll give the edge to Charlie Z, to be honest. What are the potential fights for Fury versus Wilder at the moment? Dates. May 18th, I think, is one of them. I think that's probably the favourite. Captain Rhodes. What's your call for DeGale Eubank? I think Eubank's going to win. I think he'll win on points. DeGale has this little lock on his brain where he's got to put on a good fight for the fans. In other words, go in deep waters. And I think Eubank is going to teach him a hard lesson. That happens, but it could well be 75% for Breazeale. Hopefully not, but if that's what it takes, that's what it takes. If Dillian has to take a bit of a hit on the split, take a cut on the split. Get that fight if he's confident of winning, and if he does win, he's going to get Fury Wilder, isn't he? So we need to be careful in heavyweight. Yeah, exactly. So you're absolutely right. Anybody can beat anybody on the day. Just takes that one punch, and it's over. So in theory, Miller could chin Joshua in this fight. It could happen. I know people keep overlooking it, but listen, he's undefeated for a reason. He's ranked in the top 10 in the world. Well, number 9 to be precise. So yeah, he's there for a reason. He hasn't fought the best of opposition, but he hasn't fought easy knockover fights. Pulev versus Parker, that'd be a good one. Mrs. F. Pulev, yeah. Well, Pulev, he signed up with Top Rank, Bob Arum, and so is Parker for any American fight as well. So yeah, that should be a pretty easy fight to make. Prediction for Stiverne versus Joyce. I think Joe Joyce, because apparently Joe Joyce beat him up in sparring right before Stiverne fought Wilder for their second fight, obviously. And Stiverne kicked Joe Joyce out of the camp because Joe Joyce has beat him up. So if that is true, then you would imagine Joe Joyce would walk through him. But you never know. I mean, Joe Joyce, as good as what he is, he's there to be hit. In his last fight against Joe Hanks, he got hit with some silly shots. I know it was a very quick fight, and he stopped Joe Hanks, but he was getting hit with some silly shots. And as not as great as DAZN is, he can hit pretty hard. Cash Ali can beat Price. I agree. I agree. Charles Martin versus DAZN, guilty pleasure fight. Yeah, yeah. I think you're right there. I think Charles Martin wins that one, to be honest. I thought Charles Martin did good against Kanaki last time. Pulev's fighting Hellenius. Well done. Well done, Zach. Yep. Well reminded. You are correct. Jim POV, what is up? Good evening. American boxing will be gutted if AJ Fury and Whyte all win. A heavyweight, yeah. Yeah. Then suddenly a lot of the American Wilder fanatics will start just watching welterweights and that again. And light heavyweights, that's pretty much what they'll do. AJ versus Miller released when Fury versus Wilder. Stop waiting for AJ versus Miller to be released so they can piggyback off the AJ hype. Yeah. Well, you watch that once AJ versus Miller is official and Wilder versus Fury is official, Wilder won't stop talking about Joshua. Won't stop talking about him. And listen, it works, it works. So, no. My name is Sporting Icons, Mr. Icons. Who'd win out Breazeale and Miller? That's a close one, isn't it? That's a real good question. And again, I'm surprised Miller versus Breazeale hasn't happened, or Miller versus Ortiz hasn't happened, or Andy Ruiz Jr. throw in there as well. Fury will knock out Wilder and still get a draw. You're probably right, Avalon. You're probably right. Whoa. Yamamoto versus Masato. Oh, yeah, Masato. Yeah, yeah. Drew 33 million live viewers. Wow. Wow. That is insane. That's what I mean. Josh will be, it's a smart move before the mandatory start building up. Get yourself to Japan and take on his Fujimoto. Any good fights on the Ritson undercard? Oh, yeah, the Lewis Ritson in Newcastle. Yeah, it's been cancelled, isn't it? So Lewis Ritson is going to be fighting on the Charlie Edwards card at the Copper Box instead now. So, yeah. Eddie Hearn, Matchroom, thank you very much for cancelling the Newcastle show. Appreciate it, of course. Kanaki beats Wilder in 5 rounds for show. I like Kanaki. Very, very good fighter. Underrated. Breazeale is too slow. Doesn't punch that hard. Breazeale does punch hard, but you are right about him being slow. You are right about that. Bad guy. I prefer to see AJ put a loss on Wilder's padded record already. Yeah, yeah. I think a lot of people would. And again, people don't necessarily dislike Wilder, they just dislike his fanatical fan base. The ones who put racing onto everything. And that puts people off, so just is what it is. Wilder beats no one. People have to remind what happened to Tyson in Japan. Yeah, yeah, that's right, that is correct. Have there been any good Asian heavyweights? No, that's the thing. They've never had an Asian title challenger. So if Joshua went to Japan, took on Fujimoto, or went to China and took on Zili Zhang, for example, whoa, huge money, huge money. It would be a national day. It really would. You'd have everybody out and put that thing on pay-per-view as well. Damn. Everlast, 1970. What's up? Charlie Edwards versus Molina. I think Charlie Edwards wins that by decision. Just my opinion. I think Charlie Edwards is a brave, brave lad. Actually, I need to get Charlie Edwards on the channel. I'm going to make a real crack at that. I'm going to try and get him on at the weekend. So we'll see anyway. When is AJ versus Miller going to be announced? It's meant to be announced yesterday, wasn't it? Well, according to online sources, but never happened. Breazeale looked abject. Yeah, that is true. That is true. Wilder is tall, good reach. If he worked, oh, sorry, it went. My bad. Let's be honest. Is MMA biggest risk to boxing? Could well be. In America, yeah. I think here in the UK, MMA, while it is popular, it's not that popular really. But in America, yeah, I can see MMA taking over boxing. That's for sure. Anyone know who Parker is fighting next? He's in talks to fight Derek Chisora. So, and I would imagine that'll be on the Dillian Whyte versus Dominic Breazeale undercard if the fight happens in the UK. So, do you think Ortiz ducked AJ? I won't say he ducked him as such. He was given an opportunity to fight Anthony Joshua. Again, you see the Wilder fanatics don't ever talk about this point. They never ever talk about it. So when Anthony Joshua beat Vladimir Klitschko, of course he got the WBA title, but because he already had the IBF first and he had a mandatory, he had to fight Pulev, which of course later got changed to Takam because Pulev got injured. But they said to Luis Ortiz, "We'll give you a contract. You can fight on my undercard, or you can wait. Either way, Joshua versus Ortiz will be next. We'll give you a contract." Ortiz said no. He tried to get Joshua stripped. Obviously, that weren't going to happen, just because he had to fulfill his IBF mandatory first. And he tried to fight Wilder, failed the PED test, and then subsequently got dropped. So it was Ortiz's own fault. He could have fought AJ after AJ fought Takam, but just didn't do it. Is Sebastian Eubank good? No, I'm not keen on him, to be honest. And much like Harlem as well, Harlem Ben. I'm not. No, no, I don't think he's that good, to be honest. He's trained by Adam Booth, isn't he? Yes, Whyte going to be interim champion. Yeah, hopefully. Anyway, apparently Harlem Eubank is a good fighter. Mm. Ortiz went the other way to fight Wilder. Exactly, Everlast. Exactly. Harlem Eubanks is gas trash. Your owner, Spotted Fury, needs to get a shot soon. Yeah. Spotlight. Is the skills of boxers lowered? Joshua started 18, Wilder 21, Breazeale, I think 24. Vitali was a kickboxer. Um, yeah, maybe. Maybe it is. Big Boys Boxing. Jono from Kiwi Box. Everybody, make sure you click on Big Boys Boxing and give him a subscription. Please make sure you do it. And it will not kick you out of the chat either. So make sure you go do it. Do you think Miller would beat Wilder? He could. He can. But again, Miller, I don't know. The thing is with Wilder, as garbage as he is for skill, always manages to land that big punch. He just keeps on landing it. Ortiz versus Vlad Klitschko would be a decent fight. I agree. I agree. But I think Vladimir Klitschko would have just done him. He'd have leaned all over him. He'd have tied him up and beat him on points. Glenn's, what's up? What do you think about Grove's retirement? It's the right decision. He does have a couple of fights left in him. I feel, and I think he may end up regretting it. But if he's, um, I don't know. I mean, if he just doesn't have it, or if he's injured, then it's the right decision, isn't it? The best fight I've ever seen, most exciting fight even, probably Lennox Lewis versus Vitaly Klitschko. I loved that one, but of course I loved Frank Bruno versus Oliver McCall, obviously because of the result. Joshua versus Klitschko was obviously up there, very exciting. Thought he was about to knock out Klitschko, then I thought Klitschko was going to knock him out, and it was a very dramatic fight. So yeah, Fury would be a sitting duck. Oh, sorry, Miller would be a sitting duck for Wilder. Maybe you're right on that one. Ortiz wouldn't have the stamina now for Klitschko. Probably right again on that one. It's interesting how people say skill level in boxing has dropped, yet in the same breath they argue about who hits harder. I suppose you're right there, Jono. Ortiz Pulev be a good battle of the old men. That'd be an interesting one, to be honest. And I think I probably may just edge it with Pulev, to be honest. But there again, Pulev very inactive. So I don't know. Yeah, you're right though. You are right. Be an interesting fight. Uh, Conor not in the same ballpark as his father. I agree right now. Right now, and I do believe if Josh Kelly versus Conor Benn happens, that's suicide for Conor Benn right now. And as much as I like Conor Benn and I do support him and I want him to win, I think him versus Josh Kelly would annihilate him. There are so many great potential fighters here. You're right, Katars. Absolutely correct. What? Al Heyman going to milk Wilder until FA Ajagba is ready? Yeah, could well be right. Could well be right. Thank you, Eddie Hearn, for waking up the boxing world. I enjoyed the old Bo versus Holyfield. Yeah. You are right about that one. Ortiz versus Kaunaki. Very interesting fight. Good shout. Good shout. I think I'd rather Ortiz versus Kaunaki than Ortiz versus Christian Hammer. I'm not sold on that fight. I know Hammer's decent, but I think this got Ortiz win all over it. And I don't know why Ortiz is fighting these kind of guys. I think Ortiz should be looking to fight other top names outside of the champions. So anyway, I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing Ortiz versus Ajit Kabiel, to be honest. I think Ajit Kabiel could give him a run for his money. Pulev good, but not champ material. I agree, Fred. Joshua would beat Ortiz in 5 rounds. Yeah, potentially. Pulev versus Kanaki. Yeah, another good shout. Wilder will always be considered a shy fighter. That doesn't make him not dangerous. I agree. I agree. Josh Kelly is too good for him. I agree. Yeah, totally. Why did Lennox Lewis only hold undisputed for 11 days or something? Lewis only hold undisputed for 11 days. No, he held undisputed for quite some time. Will it happen again? Hopefully, it happens again. Hopefully, and it's either Whyte, Joshua, or Fury. Ortiz overrated. I don't know if he's overrated. I mean, he made a real amateur mistake when he had Wilder hurt. He was headhunting. He should have went to that body and just bowled him to the floor because I don't think Wilder would have been able to get up. To be honest, Crawford going to beat Time Booth with Dyson. And Eddie Hearn's interview are on par with boxing match itself. Not really be so captivated. Bruno. Would Josh Kelly beat Amir Khan now? Oh, Amelia. Don't know. I don't know. I think he would hang in there. I don't know. I think Amir Khan's probably a bit early for Josh Kelly. But there again, is Amir Khan? Is he at the end of his road now? So who knows? Costello and Bruce and Talksport. Why Frank Warren sweaty ball so? What does Whyte have to do to be considered as good as Joshua and Fury? Well, I think that Whyte is as good as them, but ultimately a lot of people don't, and everyone's entitled to their own opinion. But I think what Whyte has to do is defeat one of them. Then he will be. Leonard's got stripped to take Tyson fight. As long as Precious Wilder with a herky jerky kickboxing style and only punches, I think can knock him out. Lewis was stripped for not fighting a southpaw. Correct. Ortiz versus Povetkin is the fight I would love to see. If he cracks Khan on the chin, yeah, exactly. Yeah, well, if you remember that Steve Bunce, he worked for Frank Warren, didn't he? So that's where the relationship is. What level is Hughie Fury now? British level. Potentially European level, potentially. In fact, I wouldn't mind seeing Hughie Fury against Ajit Kabiel, to be honest. I think that'd be an interesting one. I mean, Hughie Fury, can he ever be a world champion? Now, he's only, what, 24, 25 years old or thereabouts? So he's got plenty of time. But in my opinion, he needs to lift some weights. That's my honest opinion. I don't think he hits hard enough. And I know that Peter keeps talking about his man strength is coming now, but lift weights and he could be deadly because he's very difficult to hit. Very difficult to hit. And for a lad of that age to go the distance with Pulev is pretty impressive. If Whyte lands the left hook on Wilder's chin, it'd be out cold, 100% correct. City guns, that's harsh. Prediction for Price versus Ali. I like that fight. Price is going to be the favourite, but I think Cash Ali, he's 14-0, could be 15-0 before that fight happens. I think Cash Ali can do it. He can do it. But again, all he's got to do is throw that big overhand right, catch Price on the chin, gone. But Hughie Fury versus Tony Yoka. You own a good call. You're welcome, Amelia. Who do you think Fury should sign with? Do you think Fury should sign with Matchroom? Well, I don't know. I mean, Fury has some loyalty, doesn't he? I mean, he stayed with Mick Hennessy far longer than maybe he should have done, or maybe others would have done, when he could have got a lot more money. So I think he'll stay loyal to Frank. I do believe so. I think he doesn't want to fight or join Eddie Hearn. I think he likes Eddie Hearn. He just doesn't want to pay him too much money. He likes being a rival. He likes pretending to be like some kind of rival, but in reality, I don't think there's any real kind of rivalry between Tyson and Eddie Hearn, in my honest opinion. Oh, the white collar boxing events. Yeah, there's quite a few of them lately, isn't there? They're going on quite a lot. Yeah, you're right, Jono. As I said earlier on in the stream, that Brown will be fighting Sokolsky. Sokolsky, he beat my man Naylor Ball, unfortunately, and he beat Nick Webb as well. And he went the distance with Nathan Gorman, and only ever been stopped by Nathan Gorman in their first fight and Dillian Whyte. So that's an interesting one. Sokolsky he could actually beat Lucas Brown, but you never know. You never know. Huey needs to learn a fence now. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Absolutely correct, Fred. Huey Fury versus Manuel Char. Wow, could you imagine Huey Fury becoming the WBA regular champion? Damn, that'd be cool. Usyk versus Povetkin as a potential fight. Be great, RM. If that happens, that'd be awesome, wouldn't it? That'd be really good. Huey's too reluctant. He needs to grow in confidence if he's ever going to do anything. I agree. Huey Fury shows of Ali. Huey Fury versus Michael Hunter. Robin, that's a good shout, that one. I like that one. Huey Fury versus Michael Hunter. I'm sure Jono will be interested in that one. Is Whyte like the Mike Tyson of this era? Maybe. Chance of Billy Joe signing with DAZN. Depends on what Frank Warren does with him next, I think. To be honest. I've seen a comment. I'm just trying to go through on my phone. There we go. Right. Marcellus Wilder versus Tommy Fury. Battle of the Brothers. That'd be an interesting one, wouldn't it? That would be an interesting one. Well, I wonder if Huey Fury would ever fight Tyson. Because I know that they were talking about it at one point, and Tyson said that he would fight Huey. But I don't know whether that was just talk. Of course, this is when these guys were talking then. Well, I say when they were talking. I don't know if they're still talking or not, but they seem to. Sorry a second. I've just been distracted. Hang on. Bear with me, people. There we go. Okay. Sorry, where was I? Will Tony Belly ever come back? There's been a lot of hints of that lately, you know. There's been a lot of hints. Tony Belly was saying how, just today, saying don't have any regrets. So maybe that could be a case of he might want to come back and try and get a win before he retires. So maybe, and he is ranked. I noticed 2 days ago that he was ranked by the WBA at cruiserweight still. So he hadn't officially handed in his license. So Caviel versus Wallin. Oh, an interesting one. Very interesting one. I probably have to edge it with Cavill at this point, but Otto Wallin, good fight though. Frank Warren equals America's best promoter. Damn. Whyte, Tyson Fury, and Duck Wilder are afraid of AJ. Sport and don't cover up for Whyte. Whyte isn't afraid of AJ. Of course he's not. Andre Ward will probably come back for a Usyk fight. I think if Andre Ward comes back for Usyk, Andre Ward is going to get done. That's my honest opinion. Huey versus UCAD. Damn. Brian, what's going on? Garcia beats Spence. I hate to say it. Do you think so? Huey Fury versus Daniel Dubois. Does anybody know? Is there an issue between Mick Hennessy and Frank Warren? Because if there is, then I can't see Huey Fury versus Daniel Dubois happening. And I don't think Frank Warren would risk Daniel Dubois against anybody who's decent. To be real, I don't think he would. So, I bet he comes back, he'll get beat down and divorced by his wife. That is true, Jono. That is true. Tony Betty won't come back. His wife will go mad. Yeah. Andre versus Usyk. Yeah. I mean, I think Andre Ward obviously he's been out of the ring for a bit too long now, and him fighting Usyk at what cruiserweight it might be a bit too far, and fighting a heavyweight definitely too far. So, any Daniel Dubois believers? Nah. I hope so, but he's never going to be a superstar, Daniel Dubois, because he doesn't have the gift of the gab. He doesn't sell himself. He's very quiet. When you hear him speak, you've got to turn up the volume. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So he's not selling himself. You can't sell yourself to the public if you're a mute. You just can't do it. You need to get a bit of personality behind him. I know he's only young and everything's new for him. So, of course, we'll give him time. But anyway, I hope they will. Cavill versus Wallin is mandated, though, is it? He asked for step aside. What the? Well, if Usyk moves to heavyweight, he'll be potentially mandatory for the WBO. Although I don't understand because he's undisputed. So why would he be mandatory for the WBO, but not mandatory for one of the other sanctioning bodies? I don't quite understand how that works. I seriously believe Wilder knocks out Fury, and that undisputed will be Wilder versus Joshua. Then Joshua goes on to fight Whyte. Maybe, maybe. Bruno had all our support, although he was an embarrassment to UK boxing. The problem is with Bruno is that he didn't have much of a chin. Although his chin was better than what most people say it. I mean, I remember people giving him abuse because they thought he had a glass chin. He didn't have a glass chin. You know, he got hit by big, hard opponents. You know, he only ever really lost a world champion. So Dubois is very basic, but good basic as hell. Absolutely right. Briggs versus anyone for the build-up. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Let's go, champ. Thomas the Tank Engine, Daniel Dubois. Holy moly. It's only on WBO ruling. All right. I don't know why they have that. I mean, surely all sanctioning bodies should have that, or at least put, say, a cruiserweight champion for WBC, put him in a final eliminator against the number one or mandatory of the WBC. Do you know what I mean? Like, give him the option. Bruno was a household name in the 80s and 90s. Always remember him on Shreddies and Weetabix cereal boxes. Was he? I don't know. I remember him being on TV for pantomimes with Freddie Starr, and that's kind of how I remember him. Briggs must really be hurting for money. No, apparently he's making a lot of money from that. Was it that marijuana farm that he has? I'm presuming. Oh, Daniel Dubois versus Jagba. Frank Warren would never risk it. He would not risk it. No chance in hell. He wanted to put him in there with Nathan Gorman. Never mind, bloody FA Jagba. Although, for me, I think Nathan Gorman beats Daniel Dubois right now, to be honest. Wilder is a poor man's Charles Martin. Oh, that's harsh, AD. If Wilder loses, I would still want Joshua to give him a good hiding. I agree. I agree, Harry. The more beatings Wilder gets, the better. Not because of Wilder, but because of his extreme fan base. Do you know how splits for Breazeale versus Whyte if it goes to purse bid? Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. I don't know. Because obviously Dillian Whyte is number one and WBC silver champion, but yet Breazeale is mandatory. So I would kind of imagine 50-50, right? But again, I mean, nothing's come out, so I don't really know. I don't really know, to be honest. Wilder deserves a good hiding. He does. From a Brit as well, because of all the crap that he said about British people. The WBO rule states that if there's a champion moves up in weight, they automatically become mandatory. See the rule thing, especially if they have never competed that way. Yeah, you are right. I think that so they should be at least put in a final eliminator. Because obviously they've got to prove themselves, haven't they? But I don't know. I'm not against the rule. Do you think people say AJ is not much of a heavy hitter if Whyte knocked out Dominic within 7 rounds? Because it will be the second fight of AJ Whyte knock. Um, maybe, but at the same time, I think most people kind of realise that AJ, when he fought Dominic Breazeale, he did have glandular fever, so he wasn't up to his best anyway. But yet, still managed to get rid of Dominic Breazeale and give him his only loss on his record. So, how good can Miller be? Miller can be very good, but he's got the discipline of a cow. You know, he really has. He just has very little discipline. But ultimately, he likes being a big guy. So Tyson now has a cannabis and wellness retreat. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I did. I've seen that with Rogan, wasn't it? I've seen the shorter version of it, where these guys were talking about cannabis and mushrooms, magic mushrooms, and all that kind of thing. So yeah, AJ versus Miller will be a tough fight. It will be a tough fight. I agree. It will be a tough fight. People are sleeping on Miller. Shouldn't be sleeping. I mean, AJ is rightfully the favourite, but yeah, shouldn't be underestimating Miller. Nobody should. Because there's going to be a lot of people disappointed if he chins Joshua. There's going to be a lot of people disappointed, and I know the Wilder fanatics are saying, "Oh, Miller's crap, Miller's garbage, etc." Purely because they don't want to give Joshua any credit for beating an undefeated American, which would be his third undefeated American that Joshua defeats if he beats him. Yeah, exactly. Kanaki, he knocked out Washington in quicker fashion than Wilder did, and he stopped Spilker in quicker fashion as well. So yeah, it'd be an interesting one, Wilder versus Kanaki. Um, Whyte versus Miller kickboxing. Yeah. Be an interesting one, wouldn't it? It definitely would. Miller's powerful. Uh, he's not as powerful as maybe he should be, but he's consistent and he destroys the heart of opponents because he takes the shots and smiles and keeps coming forward. So that takes away the soul. You know, Wilder beats Joshua and retires. Sport will be pissed. No, I wouldn't. If Wilder retires, I'll be very happy because then his fans have no one else to support because they've thrown every other heavyweight under the bus. So then they will leave heavyweight boxing alone and leave it for everybody else. But I mean, I do expect, and I think most Joshua fans do expect Joshua to take a loss at some point in his career. As much as people don't want to see it, I think most people expect it. And Joshua said himself that he fully expects to take a loss at some point. So, Marshmallow Wilder versus Slimer. That from Ghostbusters. Miller is volume, not power. Yeah, exactly, Jono. Exactly. Good stuff, mate. Finally have undisputed by the end of the year. Looking forward to these upcoming fights. Keep up the good work. Big up Raymond Sweeney. Miller versus the Juggernaut. Yeah, I think Miller wins that one. Fabio Wardley versus Nick Webb. I don't quite know how good Fabio Wardley is. I've seen two of his fights, but obviously, I mean, he's managed by Dillian Whyte. But I don't know how good he is behind the scenes. Although in his last fight, he got hit a bit too easy by that Frenchman. So I don't know. Be interesting. And Nick Webb can bang. He can hit very, very hard. Listen, I know he's got 2 losses, but he got 2 losses against people who it's no great shame to lose against, you know. So, Unbelievable statement from Fury. Oh, was that what he said about he thought he had brain damage when he was on the floor? Wilder versus DAZN 3, it probably happened. The LWC are liking Whyte at the minute. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Of course they are. Of course they are. Bad guys excited for Joshua versus Miller. Mm. You see, I like that fight. I have no interest in that. Sorry, I'm not disappointed in that fight. This will be Joshua's third undefeated American, and he's traveling. He's being a world champion, which is what people kept talking about. So, we hear a lot from Americans, from a very small select few. Of course, there's loads of quality Americans, of course there is. But some of them say that that Brits don't beat Americans, but yet they don't talk about the fact that Joshua's already beaten two undefeated Americans, Charles Martin, Dominic Breazeale, and now he's going for his third one against Miller. And of course, he took Dillian Whyte's O. He took Joseph Parker's O as well. He became the first person to stop Alexander Povetkin and the first person to stop Vladimir Klitschko in over 10 years. So, yeah, people say he's trash and he's avoiding people. You've got to be having a giraffe. Make a video about those heavyweight hot prospects that nobody ever talks about. For example, Wallin, yeah, Hershevich, Schwartz, Cabello, Ribas, Kuzmin. Yeah. Yeah, I do talk about them from time to time. I think Miller will be strong and keep going forward against Joshua, maybe last 3 or 4 rounds, and Joshua will take over and knock the crap out. Yeah, see, Joshua is always more vulnerable in the first couple of rounds. It's almost like he doesn't want to be there in the first 2 rounds. But after then, he tends to wake up. Once he gets hit hard, he then wakes up. But of course, different story when he took on Charles Martin. But Wilder sees AJ like Ivan Drago and Rocky 4. You're right. You're right there. Wardley is too inexperienced. Yeah, he's got 0 amateur experience apparently. Is Eddie Hearn on the gear? Maybe. Wouldn't surprise me because he's always on the road and he keeps getting asked the same questions time after time after time after time. I think he probably needs the gear to keep him going. Can you tell me please when the next fight is on BT Sport? Right. For anybody who wants to know what fights are coming up and where they are, all you got to do is go to my website, which you can click in the description box of this video, and I've got all upcoming fights on there, so you can go have a look, see who it is. And I believe the next one is, it's not a great one. It's not a great one. I've forgotten who it is. But obviously Daniel Dubois against Razvan Kajanu, even though Nathan Gorman just beat Razvan Kajanu, but that fight's coming up at the Royal Albert Hall. So AJ is a juicehead. Is he? Well, if he was, he'd have been caught by now. He's WBA champion. Again, you see, people forget that when you're WBA champion, you do have to be part of WADA. So everybody who calls Anthony Joshua on the gear, on the juice, don't know what you're talking about, do you? Because I have the same rules as WBC when it comes to title fights. You must be enrolled in WADA. So next fight on BT. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like I said, go to the my website and you'll see in the section upcoming fights. You'll see loads of fights on there. Actually, I might have a quick look myself just while you're here. May as well. Let me open it up. And I'll tell you exactly when the next fight on BT Sport is. Whilst loading, Joyce will steamroll Stavern. Yeah, I think so too, to be honest. I really do. So the upcoming fight it's actually February 23rd. So this very same night as DeGale versus Eubank on ITV. So, but the next one on BT Sport, Anthony Yard is fighting again against some other dude we never heard of. But originally it was meant to be Sam Bowen versus Ronnie Clark, but I think one of them pulled out, if I remember rightly. I'm not exactly sure. I think Anthony Yard is now the headliner. So, yep. Yeah, so that'll be on February the 23rd. Is the next BT Sport fight on the same night as James DeGale versus Chris Eubank, and also on the same night as Eddie Hearns Matchroom Mexico date as well. Rios versus Soto, Brandon Rios. So there's actually three events on February 23rd. Yeah, bugger all on this weekend, all last weekend. Well, say last weekend. Yeah, the Javante Davis. And then the following week on March the 8th, or sorry, 2 weeks later, March the 8th, there'll be another BT one with Daniel Dubois versus Razvan Kajanu. So, yeah. And on the same night, Eddie Hearn in Italy. So matchroom boxing in Italy. Then one day after, you got Bivol versus Smith Jr. So, and then on the same night as Bivol versus Smith, you've got Sean Porter against Ugas. Then a week after, Farmer versus Carroll. And then you've got Spence versus Garcia. Wrong, WBA does not random. Yes, they do. It's their rules with VADA. Their rules, bro. You have to be signed up to VADA to be WBA champion. And if any opponent, so for example, like Miller versus Joshua, he has to be VADA because he's WBA champion. WBA champion from all divisions is exactly the same rule as WBC. That rule's been going for about a year now. So Yard is Wilder 2.0. That's what I'm worried about. That's what I'm worried about, to be perfectly honest. And I don't want that to happen. I don't see Wilder Fury beating Joshua. When he fights Whyte again, Parker Min, he will run for the night from the left hook. Yeah, very good point there. Fury was robbed. Yes, he was, Jedi Master. Me young Padawan. Oh, crikey. A whole load of people have just followed me on Twitter. Although it amazes me how many people go on Twitter, they follow you just so you get a follow back, and then they unfollow you. It's like, okay, well, what is it that you're doing? WBC Clean Box Program is coming soon, just like the WBC. Sorry, WBA. No, they already have it on their website. Although I don't quite know the rules. I think it's just for the champion, so just for the champion fights. So the WBC, they have that. Is it top 15 or top 25, Jono? That you have to be enrolled in VADA for WBC. I think it's top 15. I don't know, but WBA is when you're the champion, you must be enrolled in VADA. So Miller will have to be enrolled in VADA, which he's not going to like, is he? What time would AJ Ringwalk be in the UK time? From New York, I'll probably imagine what 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. The WBU, the real world title. I don't think Eddie let go to first bid. Yeah, I don't think so either, but he might. Who's the greatest heavyweight of all time in your opinion? I think Lennox Lewis. That's my honest opinion. I think Lennox Lewis, but he was chinny at times. But at the same time, he took some massive shots from Vitaly Klitschko. So could we call him chinny? Maybe not. See, I've always loved Lennox Lewis. I always have, but over the last few months, he's just been winding me up the wrong way. He really has. Actually, let me close this down. No. Do you think we'll ever get an undisputed fight heavyweight this year? This year, it depends. I think if Dillian Whyte beats Breazeale, then no, we'll get it early next year because I think that Dillian Whyte will fight the winner of Wilder versus Fury, and then the winner of that fight will then fight Joshua. So, Ricky Hatton built the WBU. Yes, he did. One face, one name, one belt. That will do. Yeah. Well, 5 a.m. says bad guy. Yeah. But again, it depends on the time zones, doesn't it? I don't know what the time zones are around June time. So, M. Chase says Ali's the best. Be refreshing to see Frank Warren release the top reins on Friday. Well, yeah, that's the thing. I mean, is he actually going to give some reign to Francis? I mean, Francis could be the next Eddie Hearn, right? Potentially. WBC used to be prestigious until Wilder tarnished it. I agree. AJ must use some good protein shakes. He should endorse it. He does. What's that one? Oh crap. Oh, I've forgotten. He does do some protein shake thing. Lennox is coming out of retirement to scrap AJ. Lennox ain't got the backbone. He's too old now. AJ will never touch Lennox, but he would now. I don't know about back then. Be quiet, bad guy. For those doubters, how do you think Manuel Char got popped if WBA don't do compulsory drug testing? Good shout. Well, yeah, there you go. And that's the thing. Um, the WBA regular title is cursed. So with their VADA testing, that's what they have to do. And obviously, Manuel Char got popped. Lucas Brown got popped with it. Shannon Breath got popped. You got Fraser Quendo got popped. Was it Chagayev was being investigated for it or something? I think they were doing something. I don't know. The WBA are pretty good at testing their champions and the contenders as well. So yeah, good call, Jono. Good call. Bulk powders. There you go, Skinner. That's the one. Bulk powders. That's the one. I see, mate. With Fury Wilder 3. Well, if that does happen, hopefully that's because Tyson Fury beat him the first time. So, Wilder is a clown. I think Lennox would have taken AJ out. Maybe. The Lennox Lewis of the last few years of his reign, the first few years, I don't think so. I mean, Lennox Lewis on 22 fights, Joshua currently on 22 fights. I think Joshua beats him because Lennox Lewis was fighting for the Commonwealth at that time. But yeah, a prime Lennox Lewis, yeah, maybe you're right. Charlie Zernoff fans, they're all actors. Yeah, Henry Cooper, Henry's Hammer. If you were a boxer, would Eddie Hearn be your first choice? Um, no, no. For the first few fights of my career, no. Because you need the experience. What you don't need is Sky Sports. What you don't need is to be told to step up when you're not ready to step up. You know, Eddie Hearn pushes his fighters too early, in my opinion, sometimes. Not always, but sometimes. Lance Lewis at his peak, yeah. I agree, and Prime Lewis was a great box puncher. Yep, he was. Pugilist specialist. Um, we've not seen the best of Joshua yet. No, yeah, absolutely right. See, many people forget that he's still learning. He's only 22 fights in. He only had 43 fights as amateur. So people say that Wilder didn't have much of an amateur career. That's why it took so long for him to step up in the pros because he was learning. Well, Joshua only had 8 amateur fights more than Wilder. 8. Any idea what protein shakes AJ is using? Yeah, that bulk powders. Cheeseman, prime example of being pushed too early. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I mean, I was worried for Cheeseman when that fight was announced. But I suppose if you don't try, you don't get, do you? You know? If AJ keeps dominating, maybe we will see that. Yeah. John Cable, I'm out. Yeah, you have a good night too. I appreciate you coming in. Actually, I'm gonna do that as well. Damn, it's 11:15. What is going on? So again, apologies because I don't do live streams too much. It's like the first one I've done in what 2 months now, maybe 3 months, maybe 4 months. I don't know actually. I will try and make more of an effort with it, but just is what it is. Although it does seem that every time that I think, you know what, I may do a live stream later. One pops up somewhere, and I think, I can't really do a live stream and interrupt there. So, but today I didn't look. So if anybody had a live stream on today, I do apologise for crashing your live stream if I took any of your viewers. So I do apologise to anybody. Do you like Hatman's fake laugh? Yeah. No, I mean he's all right. Hatman's fine. I don't think he's really a big fan of mine though. I think he sees me as a rival, to be honest, or at least that's what people say anyway. But I hope not. Yes, everyone, thank you very much. I do appreciate you guys. Let me stop this. So yeah, I do appreciate you guys coming in, saying hello, clicking the thumbs up. I hope that you did. If you haven't subscribed yet, please make sure you do so. Check out all the previous videos, drop yourself comments below, all that kind of good stuff. And yeah, just keep on supporting. It's all for the good of boxing. You may not like my opinion, but my opinion is my opinion. Your opinion is your opinion, as long as we don't get it personal. So anyway, hope everybody has a great night. I appreciate it. Kevin Worrells, big up as well to you. So it's MCI on now as well. Cool. I may go and have like a little bit of listen to that as I chill out for a bit. So yeah, everyone, thank you very much. Yeah, hit the thumbs up. Well said. Big Boys Boxing. Please make sure you click on him right now. Click on his name. It'll pop up. Go to channel. Click a subscription for him. In fact, actually, I'm actually going to put his channel in my community bar so you guys can go subscribe to him. We want to get Big Boys Boxing over 1,000 subs. We want to do that ASAP. Okay, so anyway, yeah, guess what? Appreciate it too. Thank you very much. Sporting put on his pajamas now. Yeah, that guy's got his Wilder pants on now. So all good. Everyone, thank you very much. And I'll catch you all on the next video.